Speculation about his future. He's very much the Raith Rovers manager, and we're delighted that that's the case. As we head to kick-off.
Yeah, it's going to be Raith Rovers to take kick-off. Raith will be shooting up towards the Margaret Derwent stand. Hibs in that purple top will be shooting the first half down towards the south stand. And Stubbs the last man out of the tunnel. Behind by Mark Boyle. Raith Rovers with kick-off from Ian Davidson. Sends the ball out wide left to Rory McEwen, who goes long looking for the run of Hardy, but Darren McGregor heads away. He'll come his way by David Gray, and he'll play for a throw in to Raith Rovers. McEwen taking his time on this one. Infield comes to Davidson, taken away by Gray. He's back to Davidson. Here's Aidan Connor looking to just shift the ball to the right hand side. There's a big challenge. The marker there by Davidson. Instead of picking off John McGinn.
Don't think he can have any qualms or quarrels about that. Free kick all day long. I think Aidan Connolly had played the ball a wee bit short, and as you say, a marker for Davo. I'm going to take the chance on over about a minute into the game. I don't know how long we'll get a chance to say this, but some sensible refereeing by Kevin Clancy. There you go. That's me. I've ticked that one off the list. I'd love to be saying that that's going to be my comment in the 89th minute.
There's Liam Fontaine with the free kick. He sends it long, looking for Fivey, but the ball's headed away by Toshney. Sent back forward by Hibs, cleared by Benedictus. Hibs looking to keep the attack alive, but it's picked up by Callahan. He's inside his own half and looks to break out right hand side. He's found Thompson. Thompson up the line looking for Callahan, who keeps the ball alive and works it to Cragen. Cragen advancing up the right hand side, sends the ball in towards Hardy. It's just flicked away from the striker's head, and Aidan Connolly will make chase out to the left hand side. It's cleared away by Gray. To the feet of Cummins, who has to settle for a throw in.
A momentary gulp for air there as that ball looked like it was going to fall to the feet of Aidan Connolly in the box. James Cragen deciding to get the cross in nice and early. Wasn't to be.
Here's Hibs with a throw in. Dan McGregor will send it up the line. As they settle for another throw in though. This time he advances a few yards. Comes inside, he picks out Fivey. And then the ball's sent across to Stevenson. It's a slack pass when Callahan gets in between both Stevenson and the ball. He has to slide to win the challenge. Referee says play on, much to Stubbs'
he's not happy at all, as Alan Stubbs looks quite bemused. I would agree with you, Brian.
Stevenson's back on his feet though, didn't make too much of it. Here's Stokes.
Long servant for Hibs. Born in the Langtoon.
Here's Cummings. Gets the ball back to Stokes, and then they're trying to feed it out towards Stevenson, but it's intercepted by Thompson, who clears away only as far as Bartley. He works the ball to McGinn. McGinn's in the middle of the park and looks to drive in field. Sends the ball out towards Fivey, but there's a good challenge thrown in there by Toshney, and Raith Rovers are able to win back possession. They give it to McEwen. He's on the left hand side for Raith Rovers. He zips the ball up the line. He gets into the feet of Connolly, who's quickly closed down by McGregor, and Hibs are able to clear away the danger only as far as Benedictus. His ball forward to Cragen is controlled heavily, and Hibs intercept, picking up the ball through McGinn. There's a player that's added an international cap. Raith Rovers will have to watch him closely. Here's Stevenson.
Yeah, he's a real quality individual. We've over the years that we've been watching Raith Rovers play Hibs, there's a whole host of players in there that we've quite enjoyed watching. He's certainly one.
He's just blown for a free kick to Raith Rovers.
Well, good news for yourself, Brian, looking at the Hibs lineup is number 10 Dylan McGeoch's on the bench. That's always a name that you struggle to get your tongue round. My favourite was Dylan McGotchi, I think the first time we went Easter Road. In fact, I'm selling you short. I hear a word for the backy as our press officer Neil Russell actually owns up. He was the culprit for that particular mispronunciation.
I've always struggled with Fraser Fivey, but I got the lesson from a Hibs fan at work today. He's assured me it's definitely Fivey.
Does that qualify as pre-match prep? That puts you a whole host ahead of me.
Here's Raith Rovers looking to try and advance the ball up the pitch. Ryan Hardy settling for a throw-in. Thought about taking it quickly, but he's left the ball to Thompson. Thompson looking for Cragen. Has to go round Stevenson, but Stevenson watches his man well. Puts the ball out for another throw-in.
He's going to a halt there as everyone's marked up.
Yeah, Thompson takes the throw-in, but can't quite find the body, but the ball works its way to Connolly. He zips the ball across the face of goal, and Conrad Logan's down smart to save.
I have to say, Brian, that Hibs are the only team coming to Starks Park that do this, but they bring quite an entourage that choose to stand behind the dugout, so it means that there is a section of the pitch that we just simply can't commentate on.
There's Cummings driving towards the byline. Hibs looking at counter immediately, still with Cummings. Gives it to Gray. Gray looks to swing the ball in, but it's cleared away. Then Cummings, and it's a smart save by Kevin Cuthbert. He had to get down smart to his left hand side to turn that one behind the post.
Cummings has absolutely zipped that into the near post. Now, looking up to see if we're getting a replay on that, because I have to say that looked like it was destined for the bottom corner. Smart goalkeeping from Kevin Cuthbert. Raith Rovers player of the year was indeed getting in there. You see if we catch the replay as Hibs get ready. We've got a man handling in the box there, as we would expect. I think that's completely minimal compared to what we see in the English Premiership week in, week out.
Here's the corner swung in. David Gray gets head to it. It's up there and pushed away by Cuthbert.
Two players down, he's got to stop it.
Yeah, there's the two players at the near post. It looks like it's Jason Thompson and David Gray. Both players fully committed to the cause. The ball came out the near post.
Kevin Cuthbert's making the point that he felt he was inhibited for going up for the ball, but both lads are up, no treatment required. Both physios make their way back to the bench.
What's Kevin Clancy going to do here?
He's going to start it with a drop ball that nobody contests.
Cuthbert's just going to scoop that up.
It's unusual to see the drop ball and the goalkeeper just catching it. It's going back to front.
Yeah, long ball over the top, headed away by Hanlon. Picked up by Davidson in the middle of the park. He goes out to McEwen. There's Conway, back to McEwen. Down to Davidson in field. He goes diagonal up towards Hardy. He's beaten in the air by Fontaine, and Hibs send the ball long, but it's headed away by Benedictus, and again by Fontaine. Ian Davidson nips and wins the ball well from Cummings, and then sends the ball over the top. Ryan Hardy will chase into the channel, but Leon Fontaine will try to see that out, but he's taken a touch and then thumped it away into the middle of the park. And here's Fraser Fivey. He flicks the ball through, looking for Gray, but he's given that straight back to Davidson. The Raith Rovers midfielder will turn the ball out towards the right hand side, and here comes Thompson. Over the line and surging towards it. He tries to thread it through for Callahan. It's picked up and taken away by Fraser Fivey, who drops the ball off and gives it to Fontaine. He's closed down well by Cragen. At the expense of a throw-in, but it'll be enough to keep Hibs pegged in their own half. Here's Fontaine up the line. As far as Thompson, who heads it back towards Fontaine, who lifts the ball over the top, gets it to Cummings, who seems to use his arm to bring it down out the air, but the referee says play on. It's picked up by Toshney. Toshney's in the middle, gives it to McEwen. The left back spins away from the danger, and he's happy to use Benedictus. His ball forward for Davidson. Goes back to the goalkeeper, almost short, but just enough to get it back to Cuthbert before Cummings can close it down, and Cuthbert sends the ball long up towards Cragen. There's Thompson.
It's neat.
Just Pulls the ball away from Stevenson, and here's Raith Rovers advancing, trying to work it to Connolly to go through, but
it's excellent fighting from Callahan there. He's putting a real burst of pace to close David Gray down. It's David Gray getting the chance to play the ball up the line. It's out for a Hibs throw. Good tracking back.
Well, Hibs take their throw in up the line. Tony Kuhn gets a flick onto it, but Hibs maintain possession, although Davidson nicks in, wins that ball, gives it to Connolly. Connolly will drive forward. He tries to play the ball in behind for the run of Hardy. Hardy's unable to latch onto it, and forward will come Hibs. Playing from the back. And switched over to Fontaine. He's got Stevenson on his left hand side. Stevenson rushed into the pass, and it's a poor one. Bartley will try and recycle the ball and get it back to Hibs. Managed to work it back to Conrad Logan.
Yeah, we'll be hoping that his performance isn't as sensational as it was back in the Scottish Cup semi-final. A spectacular show he put on that day.
Yeah, he's become a bit of an instant cult hero with Hibs fans. Actually, he was always one that split the fan base, and Logan's heroics were enough to get him a run in the team, which is gets 4 clean sheets on a bounce.
I mean, every decision he made in that semi-final kept a kind of close eye on it, but he put in some performance.
Here's Stevenson driving down the left hand side, looking at getting towards the penalty area, falls at his feet, tries to tee it up to Fraser Fivey, gives it to Bartley. Bartley gets the shot away, and it's a smart save by Kevin Cuthbert. Well, Cuthbert had to be smart. It was well worked by Hibs, with Stevenson dogged in his drive into the penalty area, got past 2 Raith defenders. Fraser Fivey, who just teed it up from Marvin Bartley, the holding midfielder who had made the run forward to support, got the shot away. But another good save by Kevin Cuthbert. Hibs starting to edge it in regards to chances.
They've certainly been more direct in terms of challenging the goalkeeper. It's the 2 occasions that Kevin Cuthbert's had to be really smart. It's always going to be an edgy game today, isn't it, Brian? Both teams are got to absolutely make sure that we head back to Easter Road. Very much a kind of game on. You would of course take a 2 or 3-0 victory, but what you don't want to see is the game being blown out of the water in the first 90.
There's Posney. Wins the ball in the middle of the park for Raith Rovers, and they give it to Callahan. Callahan's got a bit of space on the right hand side. He'll feed the ball through to Thompson. He's made the overlapping run. Thompson sends the ball into the box, and Fivey thumps it clear. Good 10-10 stuff here. Starts Park.
It seems that Callahan's got a wee bit more free rein than I expected him to have.
Thompson's got the throw in. Looks for Cragen. Cragen does well, gets away from Stevenson, tries to muscle away past Bartley, but the referee pulls back for the free kick. Not much in that. The referee just trying on the side of the defender there.
I have to say, a completely obscure view there, Brian. You've done better than I could to see that. As I say, we've got 3, 6, 7 of the Hibs kind of travelling party standing on the wall. Or make that 8. Oh, sorry, 9. So that kind of third of the pitch is just out of my viewpoint.
Here's Fontaine. He directs the ball towards Stokes. Tries to thread through Cummings, but it's a relatively easy decision for the linesman to make. Offside. Free kick for Kevin Cuthbert to take.
It's as easy as a decision as the linesman's going to have all evening.
Yeah.
Certainly 2 yards in that for Cummins. His manager's having a wee word with him, making that exact point. Raith Rovers going back to front hastily there. Hardly chased the ball out, but he was never getting anywhere close to that.
Logan, with the resulting goal kick, sends it into the middle. Davidson gets his head to it, but steers it out of the pitch. Bang on the halfway line, so it'll be a throw in for Hibs.
It's 15 minutes on the clock. Certainly been a lot of action thus far.
Yeah, been a good opening 15 minutes. More full BT Sport for passing up the opportunity.
Yeah, we're really surprised by that. Surely a foul on Davidson there, yep.
Both teams fully applying themselves this evening.
Yeah, really surprised that this game's not live, that they can kind of juggle the fixtures. If there's a permissions issue with the Champions League, I have to say that in its own right, it's an absolute nonsense.
Here's Cuthbert, going from front to back for Raith Rovers, sends it up towards Hardy, who veers into Fontaine there. Looks like Hardy came off worse there.
I was under a wee bit of frustration maybe because Fontaine's absolutely strolled the first 15 minutes. I don't think that aerial prowess is the strongest point of Hardy's game. He certainly has many plus points to it.
There's Hibs driving forward through McGinn. Makes a break for the byline down the left hand side. He gets the ball into Stokes. Stokes feeds it off to Stevenson. Stevenson zips a shot that flashes past the left hand post.
I have to say it wasn't the shot itself that worried me there, Brian. It was the trailing foot of Cummins there. I have to say that was a longer stud length away from being a goal. I think the initial shot was dragged to the right hand side, and I think Stevenson will be a wee bit frustrated by that. But his strike partner was very, very close.
You want to play off games over two legs. You want it to be still competitive come Saturday. So, Raith Rovers would love to take a goal lead or even a 2-goal advantage. It's all about keeping a clean sheet, or at least keeping on parity with Hibs at the absolute least. There's Connolly, edge of the penalty area, tries to dink it in for Tojny.
Oh, that's a big foot out from Paul Hanlon there.
There's McEwen on the way back, just deep inside that left hand pocket. Give it to Cragen, and then Cragen will sweep the play over to the right hand side. It's got Thompson.
Very
space, but closed down by Cummins quickly, has to work it well.
Kevin Clancy indicating that it was the shoulder that was used there.
Yeah, pretty fancy from Thompson.
His chest, rather.
He's not going to be able to control that one.
Not at all, and Hibs looking to inject a wee bit of urgency in here. Handball there from Cummins, but for the second time I'm going to be fair on the referee. He was completely unsighted there. He's needing his linesman to help him.
Here's Callahan. I think he'll be a bit more direct there as he goes up the right hand channel for Hardy to chase. Yeah, it's going to take a fair old shift out of Ryan Hardy. He's leading that line as a solo striker. He's setting up the left channel, the right channel, and over the top in the middle. So he's going to be asked to cover a lot of the pitch tonight. There's Tojny. Wins the ball well in the middle of the park, tries to steer it through to Connolly.
Hit it, Rory.
It falls to McEwen. McEwen dinks it over the top, he's found. Oh, Cragen! Oh, wicked first time volley from Cragen. Sent in with curl just over Conrad Logan's bar.
Rory McEwen starts that, it's the header back, and it's the dick volley there. Excellent play from Raith Rovers.
Great technique from Cragen. He's had his critics this season, but I continue to
it'll be a big loss. It'll be a big loss. I mean, I think he is a player that can certainly cut it in the Premiership. He showed that before.
Just got such great technique when it comes to striking a football from distance. As he passes on a few tips to Ross Callahan before he goes, we might be fine. Ross would have sent that halfway up Pratt Street given the chance.
I think you'd be too kind on him there. I'm sure that there's a warning on the back of the Hibs ticket saying that at some point in this game Ross Callahan will fire a shot up towards Rose Ed. Be aware.
Here's Connolly. Plays it in field. Finds Davidson. Back to McEwen. Nice 1-2 there. Almost try to feed in Connolly on the 1-2, but again intercepts. Gives it to 5A. 5A will look to go over the top, looking for Cummings. It's well intercepted by Benedictus, who directs his header downwards to Davidson. He's got Toshney. And there's Cuthbert. Stink it out towards Connolly, but he's beaten to the ball by David Gray, and Cummings spins away from Benedictus. David Gray will stride into the corner. He picks up possession for Hibs, looks to swing the ball in. Well defended by Benedictus. Throw-in.
That work ethic is evident. We absolutely know that that's something we're going to have to rely on heavily. Benedictus helping out Rory McEwen, who himself had made a good challenge, but it's a early ball in the box, and the keeper's played a bit of basketball there.
Heart in the mouth moment there for Cuthbert. It was in his hands, out his hands, in his hands, out his hands. But finally got a pair of gloves on it. Ball forward.
The flag up there, Brian?
No, it was Ryan Hardy penalised, just pulled Hanlon. Pulled in his shirt. So Hibs take the free kick quickly, short to Fontaine, who will go straight from back to front, but that ball's headed away by Barr. Toshney dinks the ball over the top. Hardy will make chase. Out comes Conrad Logan, and he wins the header. And
good decision with the goalkeeper there. Everybody loves a goalkeeper header on the ball, don't they?
Especially one so large and so green.
Yeah, they certainly weren't going to miss him there, but yeah, good decision, and Hardy certainly put him under pressure.
Here's McEwen. He's on the halfway line on the far left hand side. Comes in field. He finds Davidson. A bit of frustration for the Raith fans behind this. I certainly don't mind when we're keeping the passes short. It's all about sort of looking for an option rather than just aimlessly throwing it forward. Benedictus does go a little bit more direct, and McGregor wins the header against Craigan, albeit giving Raith Rovers a throw in.
Yeah, Bruce in the chat board acknowledging the header from Logan. I don't know, there's something in their DNA as football fans, it's just a bit uncharacteristic when you see the goalkeeper charging out there. Always brings a smile to the face. Seems a very humble guy when we seen him interviewed in the TV. Conrad Logan seems to have felt like he's landed on his feet getting this opportunity at Hibs.
Yeah, it's a fantastic story, out of the game for so long, sort of knowing about the lower English leagues. All of a sudden he's thrust into a semi-final. Hardy almost breaks through, yeah. Thrust into a semi-final, and then a little slip up from Mark Oxley against Rangers, and he's getting his chance, and I think the clean sheets speak volumes. Here's the ball over the top. This time Stokes is onside. He's in behind. Craig Barr is able to get in and get in front of Stokes, and the bodies come racing back from Raith Rovers.
Callahan put some distance on it, young man, I think.
Yeah, he just sends it up the line. Stevenson nips in. It's not a great clearance from Callahan. Stevenson driving to the byline, sends the ball over the top.
Well done, Rory.
Flicked away by Rory McEwen, does well there. Now he looks to turn defence into attack as he releases Connolly. Connolly driving forward, tries to direct a pass through to Hardy. And the ball swung forward to Cummings. Cummings booed as he receives the ball at the feet. He plays it to Stokes. Stokes goes down under the challenge.
That's ridiculous. I mean, that does the player no favours at all there. Does his team no favours.
Yeah, he went down soft on the edge of the box, certainly, Stokes.
It's one of them that verges on embarrassing, isn't it, Brian?
There's Cuthbert. He goes long again looking for Hardy, but the ball pops out the other side.
Absolutely no change in the air.
Yeah, he's getting doubled up by Fontaine and Hanlon. It's not an easy shift. I guess Ray McKinnon will be looking at maybe 65, 70 minutes. Does he throw in the likes of Stewart, Paniatu, even Longridge if he's got a bit of game in him?
Yeah, we've certainly got attacking options on the bench. I have to say the most attack-minded player that's probably out there at the moment, looking at Sunday's performance, was Craig Barr. I know when you go back and you play an old club, you have a wee extra gear. But Craig Barr was coming up for set pieces and causing some problems. Good to see him playing today. Obviously picked up a head knock. So making his way to accident and emergency after the game on Sunday.
He's fully committed this evening as McEwen looks to just dink the ball forward for Connolly.
Good communication there.
Yeah,
McGregor and Logan, yeah.
All over that.
Hayden made the choice not to chase the ball. It would have been a waste of energy there, but some of these kind of balls dropped in behind the fullback and the goalkeeper they can be the ones that cause embarrassment. In that case.
So coach half hour mark, so Raith Rovers 0, Hibs 0. Benedictus scrappy clearance up in the air and Niall McGinn. John McGinn gets underneath it and heads the ball out wide. Picked up by Thompson though, and Thompson will stride forward. Again the ball out of touch for another Hibs goal kick. Yeah, a bit of scrappiness just setting into the game. First 15 minutes was explosive from both sides. Certainly Hibs just edging the number of chances. But
the goalkeepers, it's Cuthbert who's had the saves to make. Don't think that either manager's going to be particularly disappointed in what they've seen thus far. I'm all for games being stopped for head knocks, but when the purple base layer comes off and suddenly the game grinds to a halt, I think we've got to have a look at ourselves. Let's get on with things.
There's Barr and Stokes competing well. Stokes picking up possession on the left hand side and trying to feed it through for Stevenson, who makes a dash for the byline. He swings the ball over the top, but it's beyond the goal and out behind for a goal kick.
Neat footwork there from Stokes. We were critical of him a moment ago, only fair to save the ball at his feet. He was quite nippy there. Stevenson gets up in that wide left area. Not for the first time, his delivery's been really deep, Brian.
Yeah, he looks like we know him well from the games that we've seen him play. Looks to get forward, very much in the same mould as our full-backs. Ability to create problems and double up on the opposing team's defenders. Just again, I guess an element of finding your range, picking out a striker. I hope that it's either McEwen or Thompson that find that range first of all. It's Hibs that have got the ball down at the Raith Rovers end. Here's Fivey. Looks to dink the ball in towards the penalty spot, and it's a header from Stokes.
Big chance.
Saved by Cuthbert.
Big chance. Excellent ball into the box there from Fivey, reminiscent of the ball that was dinked in for the Paniatu equaliser against Rangers.
I'm surprised he got such a clean connection on that. It looked like the ball was just behind Stokes from our vantage point, but he did manage to steer it goalward, albeit with not a lot of power.
A bit of chat on the board about the state of the pitch. I'm having a wee smile here because I think folks are saying we'll be generous and say it's threadbare. I have to say it's as good as it's looked in the last 3 months.
I think it's the camera angle because from the vantage point we've got, it always looks like decent. It's in decent nick. I wouldn't go over the top and say it's.
It certainly looks it's some heavy work done in it since the Falkirk game.
Yeah, but anybody that watches TV, whether it be through Raith TV or sort of in Alba, are on the case.
Have you been paid with the grounds when they say we're putting some kind of camera filter on that's making this immaculate surface look dodgy?
Yeah, it just comes up often. But like I say, I wouldn't say it's too bad. But
I've certainly seen it worse. But there are many better surfaces out there in the league.
Here's Fontaine. Looks to send the ball over the top. Cummings takes it out there. A great touch. He's forced out wide left. Always up against Thompson. Plays the ball into the feet of Stokes. Stokes well closed down by Davidson. Barr clears it away out of touch.
A bit messy in there from Raith Rovers.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say panic, but just I think there was more time to clear that than we've seen.
Well, the players will know what's at stake. Certainly nobody will be wanting to go into that second leg with a disadvantage. Hanlon sends the ball over the top. Thompson's touch is a heavy one though, and that allows McGinn to nip in Thompson recovers well though and scoops the ball forward. It's another throw in for Hibs though. I think that Stevenson will take. It's in line with the 18-yard box. Looks for Cummings. Back to Stevenson. And then into the feet at Cummings. Spins away from Tojny. And dinks the ball into the middle. Craig Barr heads it down. Can't quite get his clearance away though. And Hibs work it to Cummings. It's sent across the middle of the park. But Cuthbert's down smart. Just cut out the danger.
Well, I'll tell you what, Craig Barr making a really bizarre decision to choose to head that a very short distance away.
The ball was just dropping in front of him, and rather than just thumping about through it, he's tried to almost head it down in front of him.
Yeah, very peculiar. It's completely uncharacteristic of the Craig Barr that we've seen since he's came back in February. It's been an absolute colossus for Raith Rovers over the period of this one defeat in 15 match period.
There's Callahan looking to get back involved in the game. Settle for the throw in though. On the halfway line, they come inside. Thompson. They send it forward from Hardy. He's muscled out by McGregor. And then comes 5A, gives it back to Fontaine. Fontaine has to spin and send his clearance away. It's only as far as Tojny. Tojny gives it to Craigan. Craigan does well to spin away and he's won himself a free kick here.
Unlucky there, Craigan. Thought he was just going to evade that final challenge and complete the 180 and head goalwards.
Done superbly, way to spin away from the two Hibs players.
So there's speculating with some numbers into the box. Craig Barr and Benedictus heading in there. Both of whom quite an aerial threat. Benedictus, of course, he's found the back of the net this season. Poor delivery.
Straight in the waiting arms of Conrad Logan. Immediately looks to thump it early and long. Headed away by Thompson. Here's 5A. It's underneath it and Connolly pulls him back and gives away the free kick.
Interesting decision. What's the referee going to do? Does it merit a yellow card? I would wonder on an ordinary Saturday you might see a yellow card from that. He's just going to have a word. I have to say I'm a big advocate of when we hit the playoff time. I think that all talk of suspensions and bookings that have been accumulated should be wiped from the slate. As far as I'm concerned, these are extra games that the other players in the league haven't had to play.
And here's McGinn with a free kick in. McGregor gets a header away, it bounces, it falls to Cummings. Cummings gets his shot away, falls to Fontaine, and it's scooped over the bar. Raith Rovers living dangerously here.
Well, we've spoke often about that semi-final, and of course the cup final earlier in the season. Fontaine was a big player that particular day, so we really felt for him. I think I'm right in saying it was in the overhead kick really late on. Of course he was implicated in the goal that was so costly. I have to say I was willing him to hit the back of the net with that overhead kick, but it was a hell of a harder chance than that one that he's just dinked past the post there.
Here's Hanlon sending the clearance forward, which Stokes will chase, puts Barr under a bit of pressure.
It seems we're going to have some breathing space on the chat board. I think that people are kind of working to a conclusion whether they're getting the audio or the video. Of course, we're very grateful to you for showing some patience. We do try and advertise the restrictions that we get placed upon ourselves by the league in terms of pictures abroad and indeed the various add-ons that you need to use to get the pictures. So thanks for your patience. He's done well again, the goalkeeper. It looks very cumbersome with the ball at his feet, but you think, this is going to end in disaster, but no, he found a boy, played well.
I think he'll be giving Stubbs palpitations, but again, you cannot argue with the clean sheets that the man's came away with. It speaks volumes, but just when he gets that ball passed back to him, it's like it doesn't look the most comfortable. Again, lifts the ball over the top. Benedictus comes across. Strong defending there from Very strong Kyle Benedictus.
Yeah, Rovers were looking for an offside decision that didn't come there.
There's the ball scooped in. Cummings looking to get a shot at goal, but the clearance is away. Here's Fivey. Fivey swings the ball in over the top and Cuthbert clutches that. Yeah, ball just out for a throw-in. Here's Benedictus. Bar. Cuthbert goes long. And Hardy tries to flick it through for Callahan. Conrad Logan comes forward, thumps the ball long and clear, but it's won in the air by Benedictus. Here's McEwen. Ball over the top. Played away by Darren McGregor. So the Raith Rovers throw in. To steal a few yards and drive forward. Here's McEwen. Long throw in. Looks to find Barr, who's sent himself forward, although he gives away the free kick.
And the ball's gone dead there, Brian, so I'm going to indulge here by having a wee shout out to our Torino supporters club. Welcome to the game to the Twins and Navigliana. Hope you're enjoying the match, boys. Look forward to seeing you over next season. Would be great. Have a wee order mum and dad. Wheels back up and going here at Starks Park.
Yeah, a friendship that was built on Raith Rovers and Hibs player Joe Baker.
Absolutely, a long running relationship that formed 10-15 years back, and it's endured between several groups of Raith Rovers and Torino fans. Of course, we travelled over ourselves when we were young enough to play with the supporters team, competed for the Joe Baker Friendship Trophy. We still claim to be the only Rovers captain to lift European silverware. I think that's currently collecting dust up in the loft. Had to pay about 50 quid hand luggage to get the thing back. It was enormous.
Here's Stokes. He's picked out Fontaine. Sends the ball forward to Cummings. Here's Stevenson. He's got space on the left hand side. He comes in field and finds Bartley. He'll shift the ball out towards the right. He's got Dan McGregor, who advances forward. Inside he's got Fivey. He finds Cummings. Cummings has dropped deep to pick up possession. And here's Fontaine advancing forward. Hibs looking to play a bit of flash football there, but not quite coming off for Stokes, although he's tenacious in keeping a hold of the ball. He tries to play it out to David Gray, and Rory McEwen thumps it long, and Ryan Hardy will make chase. They capitalise on Hibs committing bodies forward, but Darren McGregor works the ball back to Conrad Logan. And here's Fontaine. He's got the line. Thompson takes it down on his chest and thumps it away. And Hardy comes short, but he's beaten to the ball by Hanlon, who spends a long time up in the air before Barr comes forward. Nice bit of play here by Raith Rovers as they look to try and drive forward. Callahan's pleading that the ball should be played more into space rather than to his feet. Possessions with Hibs as we edge towards the end of this first half. Still very much a stalemate between these two sides. Both sides been creating opportunities, but you can just sense that fear of making a mistake, gifting a goal.
I think the link-up play.
Oh, here's Cummings over the top. Cummings has stepped onside. Over the top. How is he
an
missed?
Absolute howler. The flag stays down. It'll be real. Oh, the flag's gone up now, is it?
No.
Is it a goal kick?
Goal kick. Yeah.
The replay doesn't show the ball played through. I thought it was I'll be generous and say a heavy hint of offside there. I was expecting the flag to go up and everyone to ground to a halt. Craig Barrs looked a bit bemused in the middle of the park. But either way, the decision was to play Cummings on, and wow.
Big opportunity for the front man. He's had his trials and tribulations at Starks Park. It was that big miss at the last game. And then another big chance goes a begging.
Big moment
Jason
in the tie, or certainly in the game. Yeah, Jenna on the chat board saying stop trying to dink it. Yeah. You know, if you're not, well, I'm guessing you've got pictures here abroad, but I think you'd be doing a better job of commentating than we are. You've called it absolutely right there.
He's got all the time.
Another head knock there. James Craigan's came off worst. Yeah, no malice involved, but that was a heavy knock that he's picked up.
All the time in the world for Cummings. Raith Rovers pulled Arsenal offside trap. The arms went up. The linesman kept his flag down. Jason Cummings, Kevin Cuthbert stranded on his 6-yard line. And Cummings managed to lift it over the bar. Free kick to Raith Rovers. What have Raith Rovers got? As Callahan sends the ball towards the back of the penalty area. Craig Barrs barges in the back. And
surprised that's not given.
David Gray races away. There's Callahan. Comes across the midfield, wins the ball back for Raith Rovers, and they send it out wide right to Benedictus.
It's a heavy
Callahan
touch.
with a heavy touch, but he's still got possession, swings it into the penalty box, but it's stopped at the front post by Fraser Fivey. And Hibs will come away with possession into the feet of John McGinn, who dinks it over the top for Jason Cummings. He's in behind once again, but if they just check back his run, it gives Raith Rovers an opportunity to get bodies back. Tries to come in field, and Ian Davidson's done very well too.
He's given a sloppy corner, but to be honest, the options were very limited there.
Hibs fans in full voice. They've got a corner kick, and it's John McGinn that comes over to take.
Heading very shortly towards the half-time break. We've got to try and see this out, Raith Rovers.
Here's McGinn. Corner swung in. Headed away by McEwen. Glances off the head of Cummings, but James Craigan will thump it long and clear all the way down to Stevenson, who's a lone player on the halfway line.
Up and under.
Gives it up and under. Hanlon's in the penalty box, overhead kick.
That flag's up.
That clutches at the ball, but the flag was up and the danger averted. Rolls the ball to McEwen. McEwen sends the ball to the right hand channel. It's going to break for Hardy. First time he's had a sight of the ball. He comes in field into the penalty box. Sends the ball over. Conley gets the header away, but it clatters off Craigan and thumped away by Hibs.
Conley gets the header away. That's a collector's item.
5'4". Aidan Conley.
Oh, was it?
Hibs, it's end-to-end stuff here at Starks Park as Stokes gets up, comes across, gets a shot away, and
good save.
It's down smart to save. Here's Cuthbert. Goes long. Fontaine. She'll play it up to the feet of Stokes. He's dispossessed by Davidson. He'll send the ball out wide left to McEwen. He's got a bit of space to advance forward. He brings the ball forward deep into Hibs' half. Davidson, 1-2, back to McEwen. Conley. Jump along that Hibs defence. Rovers again trying to be patient in their build-up. It's back to Davidson. And all the way back to Benedictus. He goes over the top. For the run of Toshley, but it's headed away by Darren McGregor. This will give Raith Rovers a chance to launch the ball in from the throw-in.
Really pinning shouting to Jason Thompson, just try and add a bit of composure. Getting ball into the box yourself. So it's Davidson, and it's Davidson and Thompson who are hanging back there.
Here's McEwen. He launches the throw in. Logan comes a long way, but he touches at the ball, does well, the big goalkeeper. Tries to send the ball away early, but Jason Kinsey gets underneath it and heads it away.
In a minute now, we're going to hear that half-time whistle as we look at the watch.
Just down with the Hibs defenders at the moment as they spread it across to Darren McGregor. He sends a hopeful ball forward, but Craig Barr gets up and heads it away. Craig touch, gives it to Tojne, and then Craig tries to break away, and
here's a whistle
as he pokes the ball into space. The referee Kevin Clancy brings his game the first half to a finish. Small wind whips round Starks Park. There's Hibs. Swung the ball over the top into the corner looking for 5A. Bounces behind, it'll be a Raith Rovers throw in. A lot of chat in the media half-time hut. Certainly from the neutrals, a lot of chat around about the poor quality of the football on show, but I think that, as I said in the first half, I think a lot of that boils down to what's actually at stake for both sides here. Raith with a massive opportunity in. Hibs, they will want to comprehend what another year in the Championship will mean for them as they work the ball forward. Here's Fontaine. Swings the ball in, Craig Barr hooks the ball away. And Hanlon heads it back forward. Again, Craig Barr gets under it, sends the header away, and Tojne gets in between the ball and Bartley. You can see he was pulled away there, but referee says play on as Fraser 5. He gets his head up and looks to dink the ball into space, albeit none of his teammates are quite on the same wavelength with that one, so the ball runs harmlessly behind for a goal kick. I'll give you a question I often ask you, but what do you think Ray said to his men at half time?
To be honest, I'm not sure that he's said a huge amount, because there was a dearth of paper cups in the press lounge, so I had reason to nip down to the wee kind of sitting room opposite the manager's office, and I seen him coming out about 5 minutes of the half time used up, so I don't know that he's certainly not going in kind of fire and brimstone. He looked very calm as he was heading in to have a word, and I think he'd maybe left his support staff to do most of the talking at half time. And it maybe feels that he's done all his work pre-match. Maybe it was just about words of encouragement. We do know that Ray McKinnon's the type of manager that will change the game. He'll not wait until we're 70-80 minutes into it. So I don't see any kind of real active movement from the subs bench.
Here's McGregor, he sends the ball long, headed away by McEwen. Davidson will try to help us on its way, but it's picked up by Fontaine. Fontaine comes forward, he loses the ball out to Aidan Connolly. Connolly tries to send the ball into the feet of Hardy. The first time we've got the ball at the striker's feet. Here comes Connolly forward to join the attack. McEwen tries to take the ball at the left hand side. He's got McGinn in close quarters there. McGinn comes away with possession and
takes a corner.
It's going to be a corner.
Come on, referee.
John McGinn just tried to be too neat there, dragging the ball behind. It made sense just to put a big boot through it. So Conrad Logan's got a job to organise his defence here as he barks out orders. The Rovers have got bodies in the box, and the south stand erupts into a chorus. It's a short corner to Cragen. Back to Connolly, just to make sure he's onside. It's poorly executed.
Absolute waste. I have to say, you know me, Brian, there's nothing infuriates me more than a short corner. I mean, it's played with such ineptitude. Wasted opportunity.
I have to learn to bite my tongue. The last time I shouted about a short corner, it was one that Scotland took. And Sean Maloney took the short corner, spun away, then curled the ball into the back post. As I shouted my frustration across a crowded pub. But yeah, so poorly executed there from Raith Rovers. A great opportunity to get at Hibs. It's certainly been Hibs that have edged the chances in the first half. It's a glorious opportunity to put a bit of pressure on Conrad Logan in his defence, and we just failed to take it.
Well, we've got some decent form with regard to set pieces. That's not a move that we've seen before. But we move on. It's Rory McEwen with that long throw up the touchline.
Hibs trying to drive forward. There's been a free kick. It's in front of that entourage and Alan Stubbs. So
yeah, I mean, I don't really offer any great criticism here, but it absolutely blocks, a complete section of the park. I had a wee word at half time, but there wasn't any negotiating to be done, and to be honest, I could have done with it the hassle.
The free kick swung in. Easy one for Cuthbert though.
I think that's actually the chief executive, Leanne Dempster.
Leanne Dempster's amongst them. So.
Amongst them. You know what? It's a headache or a lack of courtesy that I could do without initiating. We'll make use as best we can of what we can see. It's a very healthy crowd here on Raith TV tonight, and we really, really do thank you for your patience working through the various glitches at the start. We hope that we're keeping in touch with the game in a manner that's fair, if indeed tinged with our navy blue coloured glasses. B. Williams comments there, short corners and the lower league Scottish football don't mix. Get it in the box.
Yeah, particularly when you've got players such as Toshney, Benedictus, Barr, Davidson. Would you not throw that ball up and see if one of those big guys can get on the end of it? Here's Toshney, takes a quick free kick over the top. Sends Connolly racing away for it, but David Gray thumps it away on the right hand side of the pitch.
Silence as we work our way through some comments on the chat board there. Well played. I'm not sure that Ofcom will let us repeat them, but we'll be generous and say the game's bitty.
Yeah, and as I say, it was the chat of the media hut.
Oh, you like a media blather, Brian.
I was Neil was on the defensive. He thought they were talking about the standard of the tee, but it was the football they were actually complaining about. But yeah, it's got to play a big part in this, which is our professionals. What's at stake is Hibs come forward and send the ball into the box. It's cleared away by Barr. It's going to be a corner for Hibs. That just brings alive the Hibs support in that McDermott stand. Running over drum. A corner that John McGinn takes. He swings it deep into the box, headed away by Lewis Toshney, and as far as Marvin Bartley, who tries to send it back towards the penalty area. A number of Raith Rovers players surrounds the ball. Davidson takes charge and dumps clear, and as far as Fontaine, who heads it forward, cleared once again by Raith Rovers. Anthony Stokes will chase it out wide left. He loses his footing, but he's up quick enough to recover the ball and work it to Bartley, who spins away and looks to drive forward. Challenge there. It was Callahan retreating at the heels of Bartley.
Raith Rovers matching the drum beat.
Yeah, a bit of a drum off. The two fans. Hibs continue to edge further up the pitch here.
Craig Barr.
Yeah, Craig Barr's just getting a word from Kevin Clancy.
He's had a couple of wee bites, Craig Barr, I have to say. He's a fairly level-headed guy, but certainly in the first half there's a couple of instances that he wasn't over enamoured with. Certainly one key offside decision. I think that he's walking that tightrope. This is just far enough out to be dinked into the box there. I wonder if this will be maybe even curled right on top of Kevin Cuthbert.
He Stokes out on that far left hand side. Swings it in with pace. Cuthbert punches away.
Direct shot.
Thrust right on top of Cuthbert there, but Hibs applying the pressure. Bartley with a throw in. Is he going to take it or is he going to leave it? David Gray coming across to assume the duty. It's David Gray. Takes a throw and it's a poor one, no. Here's Benedictus. Comes forward to block out possession as McEwen will just see the ball over the line.
It's done well.
Defended by Raith Rovers. We're having to weather the storm a bit here. Here's Cuthbert, he sends his goal kick long up towards Hardy. It's headed away by Hanlon. Davidson will come across. Tries to win possession, it falls to McEwen, the left back. Guides it back to Davidson,
Craig Barr saved the jerseys. Ian Davidson, what were you thinking?
Absolute heart in the mouth moment there. That back pass from Davidson was the absolute definition of a hospital pass. Craig Barr somehow managing to keep the ball at his feet despite the pressure of one but two Hibs players.
I mean, not only would have that opened up a 1-on-1 in the goalie, you know, when you give such a calamity, you know, it can leave you vulnerable for the next 10-15 minutes. Well done, Craig Barr. It's a common comment among Raith Rovers fans. You know, if only Craig Barr's season started earlier in February, what a player would have.
Ball played out in the box. McGinn looks to try and spin. Thompson, he does well. He draws the corner kick.
Yeah, these players are not happy with that at all.
Sustained pressure here. The football being played in front of Raith Rovers' goal. Here's McGinn. The flat corner sent in. It's headed away by Benedictus. Out as far as Fraser Fivey. He finds McGinn on the left hand side. He swings a second ball in. His back post there. Cummings doesn't get a clean connection. And Cuthbert's able to pick it up.
Here's we really need some pressure here, Brian.
Yeah, Connolly looking
back four needs some space.
Send the ball forward. Here's McEwen. Infield to Davidson. Gives it to Connolly. What can a magician conjure up? Not a lot here as he sails Callahan short. And then Hibs will come away, the ball over the top. And Stokes will make chase towards the byline. He keeps it in play. Goes up against Craig Barr. Takes a touch, shimmies one way, shimmies other. Plays it off to Stevenson. Stevenson makes a break to the byline, sends it across. And then Cautionary, or is it Davidson, sends the ball out of touch for a throw in.
They're walking a tightrope, Brian.
Here's Stevenson, swung in. Cummings swings about. David Gray maintaining possession for Hibs. Works it to Bartley. Bartley will take the ball across the left hand side.
Oh, referee! Absolutely ludicrous decision. I'll tell you, that's as good a challenge as I've seen all season.
Well, Bartley.
See the replay, I'll be willing to eat my words. No, I'm sticking with that. That's an excellent challenge.
Yeah, right in front of Kevin Clancy. About 2 yards away, but yeah, you feel the player got enough of the ball there to get away with that.
He came for the side, not from behind. There was a strong connection on the ball. You can see that with the angle that it went. Yeah, referee's done us no favours at all there. Ray McKinnon throwing his arms aloft, not happy with that decision at all.
Still the pressure is on for Raith Rovers. There's a shot from distance. It's a scorching shot but flies high over the bar. Didn't quite get the dip. Not having the pace.
I don't see a lot of urgency about the subs warming up. Ray certainly in discussion with Grant Johnson and Laurie Ellis. It doesn't really seem to be a change imminent. Personally, if I was calling it, I'd be swapping Aidan Connolly for Louis Longridge.
Yeah, Aidan's just not been able to.
Or possibly we'll see Mark Stewart coming on as as somebody that can offer a wee bit more support to to Brian Hardy.
There's Connolly. I thought he had broken his space there, but
the bench weren't happy about that, Brian, but I can't offer the listeners any comment there. We were just completely unsighted with the ball rolling up the line.
Here's Bartley. Back to McGregor. McGregor will send the ball up the right hand side. It's headed away by Benedictus and then flicked on by Craigan. David Gray will pick it up for Hibs and tries to feed it through to Fivey. There's Davidson to Connolly. Callahan will spin away and it's a drive forward for Raith Rovers, and the referee says, well, he tried to play on for Raith Rovers but he's pulled back the free kick.
Yeah, good encouragement there from Callahan towards Aidan. Just going to say, get your head up there. Referee gave Raith Rovers a foul. Maybe it was more about the fact that there were 2 or 3 minor infringement. Certainly wasn't anything overly rough about that.
So a chance for Benedictus to throw the ball forward. Plenty of white shirts in front of the 18-yard line to aim for. He flights it in towards Barr. Barr sends his header forward towards Hardy, but it's thumped away clear by Paul Hanlon. Callahan will try and keep it alive for Raith Rovers as he releases McEwen. McEwen tries to dink it in towards the front post, but Conrad Logan adjusts his body and gets behind that.
Yeah, we'll take that as a shot and goal, Brian. Maybe just eke up the tally a little.
There's Logan. It's a good kick on the ball, sends it high and long, and Benedictus does well to steer the header away from goal.
Out, Brian. Sorry to interrupt. I think we're going to see Mark Stewart.
Yeah, you're going to see Louis Longridge just get the call.
You're right.
The Hibs drive forward through Stokes. Cautionary does well, gets in between the striker and the ball.
Well done, Callahan. Keep fighting there. Referee's going to get involved. Absolutely ludicrous.
Well, Bartley and Callahan going for each other.
To be honest, I think the referee wound that up more than he dissipated that. I thought that was a fine challenge. It was strong, it was robust.
Well, it's going to be a double substitution.
And I think we might even see a double booking here. It's suddenly starting to become a wee bit more about Mr. Clancy.
It's going to be a double substitution for Raith Rovers. Both Longridge and Paniatu will come on.
It seems like the Hibs players went down on top of the ball there. Just his momentum's taken him. Nothing dodgy about that. But Callahan's been determined to take the ball. Hibs players reacted. The players got up and looked to get on with the game. And somehow Raith have conceded a free kick here. I'm not buying that one.
Look where Stokes has tried to edge the ball forward a good 10 yards, both towards goal and in field. So I'm sure the referee's going to pull that back.
Yeah, he's brought it back 5. Double sub, interesting.
So this conversation's getting drawn out a little bit. Clancy finally marks where the free kick should be taken from, marches out the 10 yards. So Raith will commit 2 bodies to the wall, both Hardy and Craigan. And Stokes thought about taking this. He's since came back, but it looks like it's Stokes swings it in. Gladson header, and it just flashes past the left hand post.
That's a good delivery.
Yeah, dangerous delivery.
Quality that was missing from earlier efforts from Hibs. How many of them do you see just ending up in the bottom corner?
Yeah, our goals lived a charmed life tonight.
I think that that's what we knew we'd need. Looking back on our last victory against Hibs, much as it will be remembered for that Cummins miss. You know, we did ride our luck in several other passages of the game.
Well, there's 2 substitutes by Raith Rovers. The first one's Aidan Connolly coming off for Louis Longridge. And then James Craig will make way for Harry Paniatu.
Interesting.
So it's certainly a move that's, I guess, geared towards giving Ryan Hardy a bit more support up top.
We'll go 4-4-2.
Yeah,
take a man out of the midfield.
A bit more conventional in the middle.
I suspect that really Ray McInnes thinking, you know what, we need to get some pressure off of the back four.
Here is Raith Rovers driving forward as Hardy looks to put Marvin Bartley under pressure. It's a poor clearance and Callahan's got the opportunity to send the ball up the line for Thompson. Thompson tries to get beyond Bartley, but the holding midfielder makes amends from his earlier poor clearance.
Well, we spoke a lot about the Hibs goalkeeper when we were talking about cult heroes. Raith Rovers' very own cult heroes come on. Harry Paniatu, he's certainly got the best song in the league, and will be forever remembered for that 93rd minute goal, or probably for the 90th minute penalty miss, and then the 93rd minute goal against Rangers.
There's Longridge trying to make an impression. So the free kick.
The South Stand aren't happy with that decision. Too far away to really comment from their vantage point, Brian.
Over on the far side, you can see Longridge hacking away.
But it's worth mentioning that those who've got the pictures, that the cameras at the opposite side of the ground from us, so anything that happens over in the railway stand side, these will naturally have a better view than we do. So of course we're happy to be taught a lesson if we completely misread something.
Raith Rovers been awarded the free kick this time, much to the amusement of Stokes.
That's one of those classics where both teams look at each other and think, I've got no idea what he's giving that.
Well, I reckon it was
lifted an elbow.
An elbow, yeah. The Raith fans are calling for a red card. Didn't seem to be too much, although the linesman's just having a word with Kevin Clancy.
Yeah, unless the linesman's going to take an absolute bold stand, then I think we're just going to see this move on.
There's not too much happening from the Raith fans.
Yeah, certainly the referee's not looking to get involved. Okay, I'm going to pass on a comment there because I genuinely didn't see it. I'm saying about Arsene Wenger here, but I did not see the incident.
Yeah, it was more a flailing arm than a deliberate elbow. As Kevin Cuthbert sends the free kick up the left hand side. It's cleared away by David Gray though, straight towards Jason Cummings, who makes an immediate zigzag for the right hand side. He then tries to feed the ball into him again. Ross Callahan, a little bit tentative in that challenge.
Ross's natural part in the play, that.
Yeah, and Lewis Stevenson breaks away, sends the ball in. Cummings gets a header away, but it's flashed over the bar. You just want to see more commitment from Ross going into that challenge room again. As if he was going 50-50 with the Colossus.
On the chat board, Bruce drawn attention to our earlier comment about Joe Baker. Worth mentioning that Joe Baker was inducted into the Raith Rovers Hall of Fame this season. The privilege of sponsoring his plaque in the South Stand on behalf of the Scottish Torino Supporters Club, Scotia Granata. Great friendship that grew through that mutual respect. A clash of bodies there.
Fraser Fyvie and Louis Longridge coming together. Fully committed from both sides.
He certainly grabbed a few yards there, McGregor.
He finally does take the throw in and sends it forward. Very much on the knife edge. Still 0-0. There's Stokes coming out wide right hand side. Marshalled by the Raith Rovers defence. Forces the error from Bartley, and it's going to be a throw into Raith Rovers.
Scott Robertson heading for a warm up, joining David Bates and Mark Stewart. Three good options. I'd like to think that the defender would be introduced more out of necessity of an injury, but Robertson and Stewart can certainly offer something both in midfield and to a certain degree in attack with regards to Robertson. Maybe that fine finish that he put in against Dumbarton earlier in the season. I don't think we've fully seen a 100% fit Scott Robertson. He's signed up for next season. He's in most of this team, Brian.
I think still question marks around Ronnie McEwen, Aidan Connolly. Certainly players you'd love to see back, Louis Longridge.
Yeah, I mean a lot of comments understandably made about Aidan Connolly, but I have to say I would put Longridge over him. I just think he's more consistent performer and he offers you a wee bit more in terms of defensive cover.
And here's Hibs driving forward. Cummings tries to swing one in the top corner, but
I wouldn't be surprised if Alan Stubbs is looking at his own Stubbs bench.
Yeah, we've seen Cummings substituted the last time, which brought an absolute bout of tears and snotters for the young striker. Oh,
it was spectacular meltdown, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think we took our eyes off the game for a whole 5 minutes just to watch the meltdown.
Proper spectacular, you know, when he headed away through the gate. I thought he was heading to the tea room at one point. The jersey, he was so tempted to throw the jersey on the bench, but he knew it was the wrong thing to do. Yeah, we like that energy, we like a bit of passion about what's going on.
Here's Thompson driving forward. Ball flicks through and it pops up into the arms of Logan. Goes for a flat delivery as he tries to send the ball raking into the path of David Gray, but it doesn't quite work out for the goalkeeper. Immediately gives...
Yeah, this is as close as we get to being proper commentators or DJs here, Brian, but we've got a request for a shout out to the Tate lads. Welcome to Raith TV if it's your first experience. Hope we're able to keep you in touch with how your team's doing. I'm not sure if you're a Rovers fan or a Hibs fan. We'll have audio commentary only on Saturday from Easter Road. Return of an old head to the commentary box, John Mainland. He'll be leading the commentary, I hope. We'll offer a wee bit of summary. Of course, the game's live on the kind of national coverage, but what people prefer.
Stevenson driving forward this time for Hibs. Gets his head up and gets a cross-come shot away, but again flies high over the bar.
Yeah, Willie, the Hibs crowd is, you can almost split the attendance of 5,300 down the middle.
Well, Leanne Dempster, you've seen her turn away for the game. Just wondered what's going through her head.
Yeah, I'm not too sure how Leanne's perceived amongst the Hibs fans. I kind of watched a piece on Hibs TV recently, looking at their kind of building for the future programme, and certainly a very impressive bit of production.
Here's McGregor, he's got a throw in on the halfway line. He comes
does like to
right up
a
the
few
line.
Yards, Brian.
It's just headed away by McEwen, so he's managed to steal a good 20 yards as they make their way further up the Raith Rovers half. This time it'll be David Gray to take the throw in. There's a cross. Call for a handball, but Hibs are having to settle for the...
That's a big shout as well. Again, we've got
Leanne Dempster's head.
You know, our head obscured their view. I tried to catch it on the replay there, and
it was a ball for
it's inconclusive for where we are. But big shout from Hibs.
Yeah,
corner kick it'll be.
Referee says corner, swung in. It's headed away by Benedictus.
Harry.
Here's Hardy.
Can he play this early?
Yeah, he's struggling to get the ball popped out of the air. Hooked away by Fraser 5'8".
Thought we had a smashed windy there to join her earlier. We've had a break in this season. We could do without the ball coming through the window.
Here's Paniatu. Tries to spin away, goes down, there's a challenge there. Referee says play
not
on.
Interested.
It's a corner. Well, that wakes up the Raith Rovers fans. It's their turn to cheer encouragement.
Yeah, it's going to be a straight delivery into the box this time, no messing about.
Can Raith Rovers punish Hibs from this corner kick. It's swung in. It's a great delivery. Swung in. Nobody commits. It's popping about. Thompson keeps it alive. It's swung. And it's just over the bar.
It's a corner kick.
It's another corner.
Big chance for Raith Rovers.
Now you see Thompson there, it just scooped over the bar. Well, second corner kick. Raith Rovers fans in fine voice now. Here's the corner, another great delivery. Oh! Harry!
Get in!
Well, it's a man from St Kitts and Nevis, the substitute, brought onto the field of play. No more than 10 minutes. He rises above everybody at the near post and bullets the header past Conrad Logan. Well, fantastic from Harry.
Touched by the hand of Leicester. It seems that anything coming out of that city now is just turning to gold. And it's a young man on loan. Talk about cult heroes. Yeah, he looks skyward and offers his thanks. Meanwhile, 3,000 punters bedecked in blue and white look straight towards the international striker and offer our gratitude. Well done, young man. 1-0 Raith Rovers.
Well, it was a fantastic delivery. The first corner was great. It put the Hibs defence under pressure. The second corner was just as good. Sent in at the near post. And Harry Paniatu was a man that bulleted his header past the goalkeeper. Well,
it's a classic chant from us. We've got to see it through. We've got to hold tight here. Mighty impressive if we can do some damage in the other half now, but we've got to avoid the sucker punch.
Well, do we have Hibs rattled? Raith Rovers immediately look to strike again here as they drive forward. They've got a throw in to pressurise Hibs with. Here's Longridge. He spins away, looks to dink the ball towards the back post. It's headed away by McGregor. Only as far as Davidson. Davidson steers his touch out towards McEwen. McEwen up and under as he sends the ball towards the penalty area. Bit of tugging there by Harry Paniatu, so the referee
soft
gives the free kick to Hibs.
You know what? That's one of those decisions that I sometimes think referees like to make just to take the sting out of the game, Brian. There's an absolute passionate atmosphere on the pitch, and it benefits no one other than Clancy to just bring it down a peg. Oh, the South Stand's rocking. Great to see. I have to say, I look at the man in front of me, Ray McKinnon. Regardless of what happens in the appointment up at Tannadice, I have to offer our gratitude there. He's brought a lot of pride back to ourselves. Longridge with a throw in, near side, right in front of our commentary box. We're just pitched behind the home dugout.
Raith Rovers fans belt out a chorus of Jordan Monroe. It's McEwen with the ball in his hands.
You know he's going to go long.
Looking for options. Who does he go with? He goes for Hardy. Picks out the striker. It falls through for Longridge. He's in the penalty area. Spins away. Gets his shot away. It's a great save by Logan. Here's Tosney. Flashes a volley over the bar.
Oh, that ends up halfway up the South Stand. What a great dinking run there from Longridge. I have to say the Hibs defender done well not to touch him, because that was a penalty in the making. Keeper's got a hand to it, but he's not convincingly pushed it away. But it just didn't fall to Raith Rovers jersey in the most dangerous position. And, well, it was Lewis Toshney, but it could have easily have been described as a Callahan classic there.
Here's Hibs looking to come forward, but Raith Rovers have got the bit between their teeth as they head the ball away. Kevin Cuthbert comes a long way to the edge of his penalty area to claim that one as well. And here's McEwen driving forward up the left hand side, bags of energy at left back as he dinks it in towards Ryan Hardy. Hanlon sends his header away. Here's Paniatu, flicks it through.
Oh, what a ball!
Works it well to Longridge. Longridge, edge of the box, steers it in. Hardy goes down. It's another corner kick to Raith Rovers.
Lovely bit of connection play there between Harry Paniatu and Ryan Hardy. It was a good touch to knock it out for the corner. key moments in this tie, you feel, Brian?
Yeah, what a difference.
Come on, Yuri.
It's going to be another corner. Longridge to take. Deliveries have been exceptional so far. It's bulleted in towards the near post. It's headed up in the air by Hanlon. Hanlon's outbound. Bartley comes across, takes the danger away. Ball's hooked away by Bartley. Headed back out towards Ian Davidson. He works it to Longridge. Longridge sells the dummy, swings it in towards the back post. Flicked away by Liam Fontaine, and Ross Callaghan will look to keep that alive. Here's Barr, sends the ball in. Liam Fontaine stoops and heads the ball away. It falls to Hardy. He gets through.
Unlucky.
Tries to break through a ruck of bodies, but Conrad Logan was out smart and fast to smother the danger. He immediately sends the ball long.
He's got such quick feet as Ryan Hardy. It's going to be a double sub. It's going to be Keatings and McGeer coming on.
Yeah, Dylan McGeer, he's going to come on.
Certainly it's Jason Cummins, no surprise, and then what we suspected. It looks an awful lot calmer than he did on his last exit from Starks Park.
It's James Keatings replacing Fraser 5'8".
Well,
Keatings would go up top and replace Cummins. Dylan McGeoch will sit in the middle of the park.
I think he'll play in quite an advanced position though, Brian, so... Again, I'm completely unsighted on that one, but I think it's Keatings has gone down. Yeah, the linesman's absolutely unimpressed, but the Hibs subs behind the goal there immediately ran over to the corner flag. They certainly were not happy. We'll get the replay, see if we can see it.
Yeah, nothing in that.
Whatever. Yeah, Jordan Monroe belting out for the south stand.
There's Davidson flicks it towards Harry Paniatu. David Gray gets across, makes the challenge. Raith Rovers energised by that goal.
It's just infectious, isn't it? Do it, Harry Paniatu. Feel free to join in, Brian.
There's Tojny. Thinks the ball forward. Liam Fontaine heads it away under pressure from Hardy. He gets it to Stevenson. Stevenson in field. Finds Bartley. Bartley coolly spins away from the challenge and plays it to McGregor. McGregor slides it up the right hand side. It's played back towards McGregor. Raith Rovers getting bodies behind the ball, but it's a slack pass. And
poor one, that was a chance.
Yeah, Davidson can't capitalise on the slack pass and punish Hibs. Hibs regain possession. Infield to Bartley. And about 5 minutes plus injury time still left here at Starks Park. Here's Hibs looking to buy space as they work in Stokes. Stokes looks to drive to the byline. Goes down, referee says goal kick. And Hibs getting almost desperate in their claims for penalties here.
Yeah, you always worry that the officials will at some point buckle, but I don't think there's been anything overly contentious in the box for them to deal with so far. And certainly the message will be it's time to stand tall and stand strong in any challenge in the box. Been a fine evening for Kevin Cuthbert in the Raith Rovers goal. He launches the ball long. This is just in front of us and towards the director's box. Milson says we need another.
And there's this contested with Panatu. And then McGregor will steer the ball back to Logan. Logan thumps it long and clear, but McEwen will head it away. Ball's behind for another Hibs throw in. Here's McGregor. He comes inside, he finds McGinn. McGinn will look to switch the ball across, but it's a poor pass from the Hibs youngster, and Raith Rovers send the ball away, although Fontaine's there to cover the danger. But he's done so at the expense of a throw-in.
The clock's ticking on, Brian.
Yeah, Raith Rovers are just going to walk this down. The Hibs are going to make their third and final change. Liam Fontaine is replaced by Liam Henderson.
It's great when you hear your manager's name being belted out for the stand. You know that there's a lot going right when that's the case. You know what happens in the coming days and weeks is completely out of our hand. 5-3-3-0 confirmed as the crowd. Well, Bruce, thanks very much for your own thanks. That's why we do it as supporters. As I say, we know that we're flag goes up. We had a mouth moment there for me. But we are just Rovers fans who gather together as a group of volunteers, and we try and extend the match action out to folks for whatever reason can't make it. So that's remarkable. That's a remarkable call. And actually, I'm looking down at the bench, and there's laughter there as the man of the match is announced.
Sorry, fun.
2-2 man of the match. He's been on all of about 12 minutes. Has scored that vital goal. Nice wee bit of humour from the match sponsors.
Well, there is a fair bit of alcohol supply.
There is indeed.
With a match day experience.
I think there was a gold hospitality tonight, which means double the wine as we're trying to empty the Raith Rovers wine cellar.
There's Henderson, he pushes the ball wide left. Hibs won't see this as finished as yet, but Callahan rips across and thumps the ball away.
Hibs are going back to front now, Brian.
Hanlon, long ball over the top, almost edges its way through to McGeoch, but Rory McEwen does well to draw the throw in. Dylan McGeoch's furious.
The Hibs fans are absolutely going berserk.
Yeah, McGeoch's picked up a booking for that.
Stubbs looks like he's about to lose control. He's really having quite a ferocious go at the fourth official. David Gray's over there. I'm not sure if he's calming the situation or if he's pointing out that he just feels there's been an injustice done there. I can only go you look at the opposition fans and their reaction, and to a man, woman and child, the Hibs fans were up there looking for a decision.
Well, Raith keep the ball.
Go on, Ryan Hardy.
Ryan Hardy will steer it forward. He's picked up Callahan into the penalty area. But it's a good recovery challenge by Darren McGregor, and he thumps the ball long.
Davidson.
It's kept alive by Davidson. He tries to steer it to Hardy, and it comes off and behind for a goal kick. Chances galore at both ends here. It starts Park in these closing moments. We're ticking up towards the culmination in the 90 minutes. There's hardly a soul moving from either stand.
I mean, there's a huge level of excitement coming here tonight, and really Saturday's absolutely on a knife edge.
And here's Callahan.
Goal away.
He sends in Longridge. Has Longridge got the legs to beat Gray? Gray gets back just in the nick of time, although his clearance isn't a great one. It's picked up by McEwen. McEwen's going to drive up the left hand side. Longridge,
lovely.
Great football there. Real skill.
Handball.
Display.
Not given.
David Gray nicks it away, and Henderson flicks it out towards the left hand side for Stevenson. Great challenge there by Tosney, who gets across and snuffs out the danger.
Not dissimilar to one that Davidson was penalised for earlier in the half, but Hibs are racing forward. Great block, Davidson.
Raith Rovers defend and attack in equal measure here, but it's going to fall for Stokes, who tries a spectacular. It falls to Henderson. Henderson gets a shot, but it's high and over the bar.
I tell you, Hibs are really keeping such a high line here for the past 5 minutes or so that the opportunity for a counter-attack is absolutely rife. You do wonder if there's a wee bit longer on the clock, if something's going to give at either end here. B. Williams says squeaky bum time. I think that's evident on both benches here.
I was nervous at kick-off. I
was genuinely this had a real edge to it. I was claiming to my family that I was up in the middle of the night trying to deal with work stress last night, but this club of ours does get under your skin.
We're working very closely with our Hibs fans, so we've had a fair bit of jostling today, so it's
my boss is a Hibs fan actually, and likewise we had a respectful nod to each other today.
Here's Hibs looking for one final attack as they throw the ball forward. It's with McGinn, middle of the park, sends the ball forward. It's a poor pass though. It's one that's picked up by Rory McEwen. He lashes the ball long. Hardy is up against.
There's a foul. There's a Ray McKinnon's not happy with that one. I felt that some additional pressure was put on Hardy there.
Yeah, Paul Hanlon was lucky man there, but referee says play on.
I think he dealt with the initial ball, but with the break of the ball, he was kind of thinking, you know what, if this lad gets up quicker than me. Laugh cleared from Raith Rovers. Maybe a wee bit more time there. It's hard to be critical given the power of work that's been put in. The match updater certainly up in the kind of 89th minute.
I think we're just beyond that. I think we're probably into the 90 odd minute here. Ball sent forward. David Gray flashes a header, but it's wide.
Goal kick.
No danger. Every man in that Raith dugout is up on their feet.
Substitute pending, Brian.
Yeah, it looks like Raith are just going to throw on Mark Stewart. Which will be more a time tactic rather than anything else. McEwen's going to try and get some water. It's number 16. Ryan Hardy's going to go off. A great shift from the youngster.
He's worked hard. He's had little change in the air, and he's had little opportunity really to get the ball at his feet. I think he likes to, we know that he likes to kind of drop off. 4 additional minutes. I'm not quite sure where they came from, Brian. But yeah, Hardy's not had the chance to kind of drop off and have a run at the Hibs back 4. 4 minutes. Surprising.
So we're deep in injury time, but I guess we've got 4 more minutes. It's for Raith Rovers to hang on.
Yeah, it'll be a vital lead. Well, he's a lot of nerves. They can hold on and go their level, but Hibs know that a goal will dramatically change things. It's across the face of the goal. No takers for Hibernian. And out for a throw into Raith Rovers. He'll take his time. I stepped in to commentate. I saw you having a wee. I thought you were having a panic attack there, Brian.
That was Liam Henderson. He got himself into a good bit of space on the left hand side. He's a dangerous player. We know he's a talented player.
Yeah, he's someone that you and I have heaped massive praise on when we've seen him play. Paniatu goes back to front, and it's Mark Stewart advancing up the left hand side.
Yeah, fresh legs making chase, but it's just run out of pitch there as McGregor takes no time getting that ball back into play via the throw in. And they'll work it to McGeoch, who's starting from deep. Moves from the Hibs half into the Raith Rovers half. He's on the far left hand side. Still patient though as he plays it back to Hanlon. Hanlon will swing it forward. McEwen wins his header. It breaks to Henderson on the edge of the box. He tries to buy himself a bit of space. They work it to McGeoch. Tees up. He looks to dink it towards the back post. Jason Thompson heads it away. Ball falls out there to Stokes. It's on the edge of the penalty area. Takes it on his right foot, then onto his left. Tries to steer it through.
That's a terrible effort.
Yeah, snap shot there from Liam Henderson, but just didn't get any connection to the ball. And it trickles behind goal for a goal kick.
It's a neat ball through. Quite similar to the goal that we lost against Falkirk, wasn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Gary Longridge asking the boss how long to go. 2 minutes on the clock as I see it.
Kevin Cuthbert's tried to eat into as much as that as possible with this goal kick. Sends it long. McGregor's under it. Heads it forward. McGeoch helps it on his way, but Toshney comes across and thumps the ball away. And McGregor.
Back to the goalkeeper.
Yep, Conrad Logan takes a touch. You'd imagine he'd go route one here. It's a great connection on it. Sends it long. It's headed away by Barr. Still dropping around. There's a volley there. It's foul. Been blown. I don't know who. I think it was McGinn that came in and flashed that volley wide of the right hand post, but the referee had already blown his whistle. There's Cuthbert. Sends the ball long. Stewart gets under it. Almost falls to the long ridge, but Marvin Bartley will thump the ball up and under and out of touch. Quite what Stubbs will be after, but Raith Rovers will take it, and McEwen looks like he's under no speed to get the game back underway.
It's all over.
Well, full time. The referee doesn't even let McEwen take the throw in. It's finished. Raith Rovers 1, Hibs 0. We're at the halfway point. We've still got a big 90 minutes through Easter Road on Saturday, but it's Harry Paniatu's goal that gives Raith Rovers the advantage going into that second leg. Well, at times it wasn't pretty. Raith Rovers will take that advantage through to the capital.